Hi, I'm Jonathan Knight, and I'm back with a new episode. But this is going to be one of my DVD, Blu-ray, VHS purchases videos. I'm not going to do a review of a movie. I'm going to talk about movies, though. And I'm going to talk about a review I plan on doing. I've done a review for a while because I haven't been quite in the mood to do them. There's a few that I had planned that just didn't work out. I did film one or two of them, and the episodes just crashed and burned. So I deleted them. But I'm going to come back with a few new episodes sooner or later. There's one that I am going to work on next week, and I'm going to talk about what that one is during this purchase video. But, like I said, I'm Jonathan Knight. This is B-Movie Madness. Welcome back. Now this is going to be my Blu-ray, DVD, and VHS purchase video. I have all three to talk about. Now these are exactly everything I've bought in probably in the last 2 to 3 months, but everything's scattered, so this is all the stuff I could put together. And in terms of the VHS, most of them came in the mail today, so I'm going to go through the Blu-rays and DVDs first, and I'll talk about the VHSs. The first Blu-ray I got was Out for Justice. This is a Steven Seagal movie from the 90s. I had this on DVD, but the DVD was horribly scratched. I got it for $1 at a pawn shop, so when I saw this at FYE for like $3 on Blu-ray used, I said, fuck it, bought it. I actually really like this one. I'm going to be honest, I really like Steven Seagal for the most part, up until he stopped doing like the theatrical movies. His directed DVD stuff, I'm not a fan of at all. I just can't get into it. I think they're just terrible. But I thought he was really funny in Machete, though. But most of his stuff, from his first movie, which was Above the Law, I think, to his last real theatrical movie, which I can't even remember what that is. I mostly enjoy his stuff. My favorite movie of his is probably Marked for Death, which I have on Blu-ray as well. And that one's really awesome. I highly recommend checking that one out. This one is really good too. I really like this one. Next one I got is a Steelbook Blue of Kill Bill Volume 1, and I think FYE had Volume 2 as well, but I got the Steven Seagal movie instead. I do love Volume 2. I really wasn't planning on getting any. This is the first time I've actually owned any of the Kill Bill movies on any format, and the main reason is because I'm waiting for them to release The Whole Bloody Affair, which is, they keep on talking about they're going to release it, and it just never happens, because when the movie came out, the Volume 1, somebody sent me, or I downloaded the uncut version from Japan of Volume 1, where the whole, the one sequence is all in black and white, it's all in color, and it had a lot more gore in it. After watching that, I can't watch this cut. I bought this anyway because it was super cheap, and I really liked the cover. But, yeah, I'm probably not going to watch it anytime soon. I'm probably going to wait until they release The Whole Bloody Affair. But I'm glad I own it, though. I might get Volume 2 sometime. Next blue is Satan's Blade. This is a 1980s slasher movie that was put out by Slasher Video, who did a whole bunch of they did like a whole bunch of horror trash, like the Death Nurse movies, which I've never seen. They did Boarding House, which is technically the first shot on video movie. It wasn't the first one made for video because it was actually released in theaters. Boarding House, which is really nutty, and if you're into shot and video horror movies, I do recommend it, although I can't guarantee you'll like it. And they also released Splatter Architects of Fear, which is one of my favorite shot and video movies. I love that movie so much. This one on here, Satan's Blade. I simply bought it because I love 80s slasher movies, and I wanted it on Blu-ray just to see it. And this one would be really, really hard to recommend. Something like Madman and all that. Them are easy to recommend to slasher fans. This one it's really, really awful, but also very, very hypnotizing to watch. Because it's just a strange movie. It's hard to really describe. It starts off with bank robbers, female bank robbers, who shoot a couple women in a bank, steal the money. They go to this, like, what do you call it, resort in the woods, like a cabin in the wilderness, and they're killed off by somebody off screen, or they're killed off by somebody, and then another character's coming to the same place and they start getting killed off, and something to do with Satan's blade. I don't know. Fuck it. It's really strange. It's really hard to recommend or talk about it because it's so strange. It looks really good on blue. The only problem is it's full frame, and you can tell watching it that it could be matted to widescreen because there's a lot of extra space and there's a lot of boom mics popping into the frame, and it just looks really strange on Blu-ray. The picture quality is actually pretty good though. Can't really recommend it. If you really want to watch it, I'd probably pick up the DVD because it's cheaper. This one, I don't know why I put it in here because it's actually, I got it back in March, but fuck it. 42nd Street Forever, the Blu-ray edition. This is a trailer compilation. I can't even say anything right. If you ever heard of the 42nd Street Forever series, Synapse puts them out. I think they did 5 volumes of it, and each one has a selection of trailers and all that. And what the Blu-ray edition is, it's trailers from Volume 1 and 2 it's from trailers from, it's some of the trailers. Some of the trailers from Volume 1 and 2 with new trailers that they put in here in high definition, and they have a commentary track by couple of film critics and all that, which they did the commentaries for 3 and 4, Volume 3 and 4, and there's nearly 4 hours of trailers on here. And for the most part, I've never seen any of these trailers. I've seen the movies, but I haven't seen the trailers because I own a lot of trailer compilations, and the only one I can really recognize was Flesh Gordon, which I've seen on another one. I think it was a Steve Romano Film Festival DVD. Highly recommend this. The commentary track is great and runs nearly 4 hours. The only bad thing about it is towards the end of it, they start doing like the Mondo movies, like the real death stuff in Africa and all that, and they show a lot of shocking footage in it. And it goes from being fun to really just hard to watch. It's good that they put that at the end, though. I actually wish they kind of put it at the beginning, right at the beginning. That way we can get past it and move on. But other than that, it's a great Blu-ray set. I highly recommend picking this up if you're into this kind of thing. Some people aren't. I actually like watching old trailers because they're better than trailers today. Got this at like Showgirls, and I've only seen this maybe once before. I barely remembered it except for the most obvious things. This is actually I forgot that Paul Verhoeven directed this because he's one of my favorite directors, and he kind of disappeared. I think after Hollow Man he did one more movie, then he just pooped out, just disappeared. And this movie's actually a lot of fun. It's really campy and really campy and corny, and there's a reason why it's a big cult movie, because it's just really campy and over the top and sleazy. Lots and lots and lots and lots of nudity, far more nudity than I remember there being. And this set is actually really good. It looks really good in Blu-ray. The next one is the one I want to do a movie review, and that's Ghost House and Witchery. Ghost House and Witchery. Ghost House is the one I plan on doing the review for. Witchery is really a lot of fun too. And what these are 2 Italian movies, horror movies, and they're kind of part of the same series, even though they have nothing to do with each other except for they involve houses. This one's about ghosts, and the other one's about witches. About it. Ghost House is one of my absolute favorite B movies of all time. I love this movie. It's so bad, so awful, but so much fun that I'm going to do a full review of it. Witchery is basically about a couple of people who go to this house where a witch was sacrificed. They start pissing her off, and it has David Hasselhoff and Linda Blair in it, and Hasselhoff is Hasselhoff, and it's more sadistic, mean-spirited movie than Ghost House. Ghost House is pretty violent, but Witchery is much more sadistic and violent. And the best part of the movie is when the witch is poking a voodoo doll, and the guy on the veins in his neck and his wrist, blood starts spraying out, and Hasselhoff gets sprayed right in the face, and it looks like ketchup. So wonderful. Highly recommend. The screen factory transfers on these actually look pretty decent. They're not the best, but whatever. The Man with Iron Fist Part 2. The first one, when did that come out? A couple of years ago. I was really looking forward to it, and when I watched it, I loved it. The only thing I didn't like about it is a lot of the CGI was really just not very good. But the movie's heart was in the right place, and the fights were actually pretty good, and it was violent as all fuck. That's what I loved about it. And this is the directed DVD sequel, and as far as directed DVD sequels go, I can give or take them. And actually, this one wasn't half bad. I don't think it's as fun as the first movie. It does have some cheap CGI in spots, although it has less than the first movie. But the best part is that there's some really great gore, especially in the last act of the movie. And some of it's practical, some of it's CGI. And I thought the fights were actually pretty good for a direct-to-DVD movie. It's not as big as the first movie. If you've seen the unrated cut of the first movie, the little end credit scene, this movie does not follow that scene. It's basically set years after that, I guess, and it's its own story. Basically, probably didn't have the money to do that story, so they just did something else. And the RZA is the only person who returns from the first movie. So if you're looking for anybody else, then not gonna get it. Okay, that's done with the Blu-rays. Let's talk about the DVDs. First, I got Jin. I'm gonna be dead honest. I bought this at Walmart, and I still haven't watched it. I've heard bad things about it, but I've also heard good things about it from the Good Bad Flicks guy, who I'm a huge fan of. He said it was a lot of fun, so it's because of his comments that I went and bought it. So I'm gonna watch it sometime. The Mummy Lives, which I thought was a sequel to the Hammer Mummy, and it is not. It is a Canon Pictures movie, but it's the Canon after Yoram Globus and Mahayam Golem split up. If you've seen the documentary Glutcher Boogaloo, there's a point where they split up, and Mahayam went and did his own company, and Yoram stuck with Canon, and this is one of the movies. This is 1993 Mummy movie. It basically follows the same plot as all the other Mummy movies. And I've heard bad things about it, but it honestly wasn't that bad. It could have been a lot more fun. It could have been a lot, a lot more entertaining. The Mummy was not on screen much. He was most of the time he looked human. But the makeup, when they did show it, actually looked not half bad. But actually didn't mind it. If you're a Canon fanboy and you love Mummy movies, I highly recommend giving this a shot, or shit, no matter, because you can get it probably fairly cheap on the internet. This one I actually bought at Walmart, sold it, and now I rebought it. The reason I sold it is because I needed some stuff to sell, and I just grabbed it. It's the Sonny Chiba collection. I got this cheaper actually now than I did a few years ago. This is a collection of Sonny Chiba movies. I actually didn't watch any of them before I sold it. Actually, that's not true. I watched bits and pieces of Legend of the Eight Samurai, which is called Star Wars of Samurai Films. And watching that, I could tell that it was heavily influenced by Star Wars. I haven't watched any of these. I love Sonny Chiba. I think Street Fighter is fucking amazing. I'm not sure if it has a Blu release in America, but if it does, it really needs one, because that movie is just absolutely batshit insane. I love it. I think there's 3 of them. They need to do like a Blue trilogy or whatever, but they probably won't. The movies on here are G.I. Samurai, Ninja Wars, Legend of the Eight Samurai, and Resurrection of the Golden Wolf. And the reason I haven't watched a lot of these is because a lot of them are over 2 hours. In fact, most of them are almost 2.5 hours, and I'd rather invest my time in a shorter movie than a longer movie. But I will get to watching these, because especially Legend of the Eight Samurai, because what I saw, I remember it was pretty cool. Next one I got was the comedy double feature with Gumball Rally and Cannonball Run 2. The reason I bought this, and I got this at a grocery store, funny enough, was for Cannonball Run 2, because I love Cannonball Run 1. I think it's one of my favorite comedies. I think it's awesome. And I've never seen part 2, and I finally watched it when I got this, and it was good. I won't even say it's good. It was okay. It was entertaining enough, but it was nowhere near on the same level as the first movie. It felt like a typical comedy sequel, which they tried to be as good as the first one, but it just wasn't there. Gumball Rally, I have not watched yet. I'm going to watch that soon, because actually it looks... I like car stunts. I do. I'm going to admit it. I like car stunts. I like when things blow up and all that. This one I bought because of Red Letter Media, because they did it on a show, and that's Terror in Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills. I bought it because they really liked it, and they laughed and all that. And I'm a somewhat a fan of theirs. I think they can just become They're just too tough on some of the films sometimes, like, whatever. But, this one was fun, but it was nowhere near as fun as they made it out to be. They made it out to be, like, as much fun as Miami Connection, Deadly Prey, and, what's the other one? Hard Ticket to Hawaii. It was nowhere near as fun as those movies. Another thing, they made it sound like Frank Stallone only appeared at the very end of the movie. He's seen throughout the whole movie. He just doesn't jump into action until the last half of it. But it was fun, but they made it sound like it was going to be more fun than that. These two I have not watched yet, and that's The Encounter and The Houses October Built. These are both found footage movies. This one I bought mainly because I've seen the trailer like a million times on several discs and I have a lisp. Several DVDs, and it looked pretty good. My friend really wanted to watch it, so that's why I got it. The Encounter I knew nothing about. I simply bought it because of the cover, and the back cover showed aliens. I'm a sucker for aliens. And it's found footage, and I watched the trailer, and it actually looked pretty good. I'm saving to watch these. If I don't get to my friend's house soon, I'm going to watch it without him. So, we'll see. The last DVD I got was, and I just got this one, The Dreaded Sundown. This is the remake of the 1976 film, which is based on the true crime. And I saw this last year on VOD. I think it came out October on VOD, and it's finally coming to DVD and Blu-ray, but I think the Blu-ray is only at Best Buy this month. It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of a long wait. What, 9 months? 9 months. I think it came out the end of October. Almost 9.5 months to wait for this, but it's actually I thought this was actually really good. I was actually surprised how much I liked it. A lot of people had a problem with the twist at the end, which I'm not going to spoil here. It did kind of remind me of Scream, just the way it was set up. It had a Scream-like kind of feel to it, the twist. But I really liked the fact that it wasn't a remake. It basically takes place in the real town that the 1976 film was based on, and they had this annual thing where they watch the 1976 film and the murders kind of pop up again. The Phantom Killer comes back, and the murders are actually pretty gory and well done. There was CGI in a couple of them, and it wasn't bad. It just kind of bugged me that it could have been done practically. There really is no point to do CGI kills unless it's like a big elaborate kill. And they weren't. They were just stabbing and stuff. Really pointless to do CGI gore when there's not really any point to do it. Or even you could do it practically. Really cheap. But I'm saying bad things, but I really like this movie. Beware of the twist. People have been really mixed on it. I personally liked it. A lot of people didn't like it, so beware. On to the VHS types, Mike. Let's talk about them. A few months ago, actually not more than a few months ago, the very beginning of the year, I got a grab bag from eBay. A grab bag is basically what it is. It's, you don't know what you're getting. You know, you're getting just whatever. You know, there's been DVD grab bags, which I haven't done. And I got a VHS horror cult exploitation thriller grab bag of 20 tapes. You can get one thing, which is 10, or you can get, you know, whatever you want. I got two things, which is 20 tapes. And I got a lot of stuff I've never actually watched before. And I got like some common tapes, like Jeepers Creepers, the 2-tape version of It, and Lord of Illusions, the Clive Barker movie. And then I got something like I got Scream Dream, which is a shot-on-video movie from the 80s, directed by Donald Farmer, which I've heard of, but I honestly was not expecting. They said you can get anything in the thing. You can get rare tape, you can get very common tape. It's just whatever. It's for the gambler. And I was surprised I got Scream Dream because I don't know if the tape is rare or not, but I've never seen anybody really selling it on the Facebook group I'm on, and the DVD I think is out of print. So, and I watched it and I really enjoyed it. Some of the tapes I've watched have been kind of but you don't know until you watch them. But enough with that one. I got this one, which I only got 10 tapes because I only have money to get 10 tapes. It's $20 a grab bag. First one I got here, which is empty, because I got it in the VCR, and that's the Roger Corman production from, I think, 2000, called The Doorway with Roy Scheider. Roy Scheider from Jaws. I put this one in and I stopped it. What's really weird about the Roger Corman tapes is right before the movie starts, they have a trailer for the movie. And I was like, what? But the trailer for this, right before I stopped it, when it said feature presentation, the trailer for this looked fucking incredible. So I really hope this movie's entertaining, because the trailer really sold me. I'll let you know. Only 91 minutes, so I'll let you know about The Doorway. This one right here is a very common horror movie. I had this on DVD, but I've seen it once, and I liked it. It's extremely popular in horror circles. A lot of people love it. I think Martin Scorsese said it was like one of the scariest movies seen, and that's The Changeling. I'm gonna be dead honest. I like the movie. I like it, but I could never bring myself to love it, and I don't know why. It's not boring, but it doesn't really grab me like it should. And now, actually, I don't find it very scary. And I still find some stuff from the 80s that, that I saw as a kid that is still scary. And I still think Poltergeist at times is scary. This movie it doesn't scare me at all. But I still like it because I really like the story. I love George C. Scott. I think he's amazing in this. But I don't love it, and I don't know why. This one, Elvira, Midnight Madness, Night of the Ghouls by Ed Wood. I've actually never seen Night of the Ghouls. Is Bela Lugosi in this? He is not. I've never seen Night of the Ghouls before. And this is really fucking awesome because this is one of the old Elvira tapes. It says 1990. Awesome. I've never seen Night of the Ghouls, and this is in Elvira form. Awesome. This one I'm looking forward to watching too. This one I've never seen either. Silent Predators with Harry Hamlin from Clash of the Titans. I'm a big fan of we call it killer snakes, killer bugs, killer animal movies in general. Sadly, these days all the killer animal movies are CGI'd to death and back, so they're no longer that much fun to watch. This one I think came out in '99. So maybe they'll have actually real snakes in it, or like fake puppet snakes or whatever. I'm actually looking forward to watching this one too, because this is probably going to be a lot of fun. I hope it is anyways. This one is sealed too, but it's still used. Ted Bundy. This one I remember hearing about because I think it's one of the last movies that Tom Savini did the special makeup effects on. I know he's still working and he teaches at school and everything, but I think this is one of the last movies he actually worked on the special effects side. I don't know when this came out. 2002. And I've heard this is really graphic and disturbing. I love serial killer movies. I find them probably they're the one movie that really scare me. They get under my skin. When I was a kid, I saw a Jeffrey Dahmer movie that really just scared the shit out of me, because I was told that the guy was on screen was a real guy that really did those things. So it really spooked me a little bit. So I'm hoping this one actually gets under my skin, because I heard it was pretty good. And like I said, Savini does the special effects, so they should look good. This one, don't know anything about except for it's called Sanitarium, which I'm assuming it's about a haunted sanitarium. I honestly do not know much about that, but that. This one, the Dementia Films. I remember this being advertised when it came out. I think it was the early 2000s. And it's directed by the same guy who did The Hitcher, the original Hitcher, which I'm a huge fan of. So, I'm going to give this a try. Wes Craven produced it, and it's PG-13 though, which I'm not a fan of PG-13 movies for the most part these days, so we'll see. This one, Chud 2. If you know me, you know I love Chud, and I love Chud 2. Chud 2 is a completely different movie than Chud, though. And I was actually this close to buying this from somebody on Facebook, but they wanted $10 for it because it was mint. Fuck you, it's still a VHS tape. You know, I got this shit on DVD. I don't need it. I just want it because I like the film. And look what happened. got it in a grab bag. And this is the re-release that's in EP mode, so this isn't the original Vestron video one, which I'm still going to look out for, but this is good enough for now. Dark Asylum with Judd Nelson and Larry Drake and Jurgen Porkoff. I can't pronounce his name. Oh, it looks like a haunted asylum movie. It has Dr. Giggles in it and it has Bender in it from Breakfast Club. I'm going to watch it. This, I had no idea New Line Cinema put this out, but this is Creepers, which is the U.S. cut of a movie that I love that I'm going to probably pronounce very, very wrong. Phenomena. I think I pronounced it right. Probably didn't. But it's probably my favorite Argento movie. When I first watched it in the early 2000s, I fell in love with it. I don't think it's the best Argento movie, but I think it's by far my favorite because I think it's the most entertaining. You got a girl who can control insects. You got Donald Pleasance with a fucking monkey. You got a serial killer, and you got Iron Maiden music playing in the background. I mean, great. This is the U.S. cut, which, from what I understand, is really, really cut down. It says 84 minutes. I know for a fact the longest cut is about 2 hours, almost 2 hours. And yeah, like I said, New Line Cinema. This is the New Line Cinema release. I know Media, I think, put it out in the 80s. This is the New Line Cinema release, so I'm actually really interested in checking this out. I'm kind of curious what's cut from the movie. I have a feeling that, you know, the violence was reduced because it says R rating on the back. But I'm kind of interested in what plot, or what dialogue and plot scenes are cut down, because that's actually a big chunk of footage right there. If I remember right, 10, 20. Yeah, it's almost about 30 minutes cut from this movie, in this cut. That's a lot of footage. So I'm kind of curious, and I'm really weird that I didn't know New Line Cinema put this out. Creepers. I actually kind of like this. Creepers. And the cover sucks ass, though. The cover from the original Media one looked a lot better. I think it looks similar to this, but doesn't look as cheap. The last one I got in the grab bag was Bloodthirsty, which, again, I have known nothing about, except for it's about a woman with a beautiful house and an insatiable appetite for blood. She's some kind of vampire. We'll see if it's good. This last one isn't part of the grab bag, but it is a VHS. And that's Thunder Warrior with Mark Gregory. He was in the Bronx Warriors and Escape from the Bronx. I tried watching this because I love action movies, 80 action movies, but I couldn't watch this because the transfer was muddy, and it looked, you could tell it was cropped from a 235 frame because everything was so tight and squeezed, and then the picture was muddy. It was really hard. I could only get like 10 minutes to it, and I was like, fuck. So I'm going to see if there's a widescreen rip out so I can watch this, but I'm still going to keep this tape because it's fucking cool looking. And that's all I have. So that's all I have for now. If you're noticing the blue, because my TV is on the VCR and it stopped. But thanks for watching. Like I said, I want to do a Ghost House review soon, very soon. So look out for that in the next week or two. I'm gonna do Ghost House, and maybe I'll talk about Witchery again. I'd probably just do Ghost House. But till then, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot. But like I said, look out for Ghost House, and thanks for watching.